Hi everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever thought how reading can bring two people even closer? In tonight's story, you'll hear from a woman who shares how she and her husband made a small change reading together every evening, and how that turned into a beautiful habit. They explored novels, philosophy, and deep ideas, and more importantly, they grew together. This story is about books, love, connection, and the power of shared knowledge. Let's dive in. Evenings with Books. Hi, my name is Elena. I've been married to Jack for 6 years. We both love books, but for a long time, life was too busy. We worked all day, and in the evening, we watched TV, scrolled through our phones, or just felt too tired. One evening, everything changed. And it started with a book. It was a rainy Tuesday. Jack came home holding a small brown paper bag. Inside was a book, a novel. "Let's read tonight, not just scroll," he said, and I smiled. We made some tea, sat on the couch, and started reading, quietly, side by side. For the first time in months, it felt peaceful. From that night on, we made a decision. Every evening, we would read together. We started with fiction, novels that took us to different countries and times. Then we moved to philosophy, psychology, history. Each night became a little journey. After reading, we talk, sometimes for hours. We shared ideas, quotes, things that made us think, laugh, or cry. Jack loved Dostoevsky, I loved Murakami. Sometimes we didn't understand a concept, so we Googled it. Other times, we debated it. Reading became more than a habit, it became our ritual, our bond. Sharing ideas. One night, I read a line from Albert Camus and paused. "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer." Jack looked up. He whispered, "That's beautiful," and we talked about resilience, about how some books don't just entertain, they heal. Another time, Jack shared this. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Epictetus. It opened a long talk about overthinking, and how ancient philosophers understood things we still struggle with today. Quote I love the most: "A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one." George R.R. Martin. That quote still gives me chills, because it's true. Books gave us other lives, other minds, other worlds. What we learned? We started using new words, discussing new ideas, thinking deeper. Jack said once, "You know, I feel smarter." I laughed. Me too. Books didn't just bring knowledge, they brought connection, a connection to the world, and a deeper one to each other. Now, every night at 8 p.m., no phones, no screens, just books, tea, and two people discovering the world through pages. Now, I can't imagine an evening without books. We still laugh, argue, and learn, but we do it through reading. If you're tired of shallow evenings, try reading with someone you love. You might just find something magical in the silence between pages, like we did. Vocabulary list. 1. Ritual. A repeated, regular activity with meaning. Example: reading together became our evening ritual. 2. Philosophy. The study of ideas about life and knowledge. Example, we started reading books about philosophy. 3. Resilience, the ability to recover from difficulties. Example, that quote taught me the power of resilience. 4. Bond, a strong connection between people. Example, reading created a stronger bond between us. 5. Concept, an idea or principle. Example, some philosophical concepts were hard to grasp. 6. Anxiety, worry or nervousness. Example, we talked about how anxiety affects our minds. 7. Entertain, to give enjoyment. Example, some books entertain, others change your life. 8. Overthinking, thinking too much about something. Example, that quote helped us talk about overthinking. 9. Scroll, to move through content on a screen. Example, we decided to read instead of scrolling. 10. Invincible, too strong to be defeated or harmed. Example, he said we all have an invincible summer inside. If you found this story helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more real stories and simple English, and share it with someone who's learning too.